Hey guys, I'm Squall, and welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be part 2 on my Superworm breeding project. If you guys haven't seen the first video, I'll put a link in the description to that video. I'll also put a link on the screen for those of you who are on desktop who can click it. Part 1, I talked about the life cycle of the Superworm. I also showed that I have them going into a bin where I keep them with oats and some potatoes for water. But this video, I'm going to show you the next process, which is, or actually in the previous video, I also showed you I put some into some deli cups so that way I could start getting them to turn into pupae and then hopefully beetles. Well, this is part 2. They are processing into beetles, and therefore I'm going to show you how I created the new bin, which is what all my feeders are going to go to, and all the beetles that are that were pupae in the last video, or beetles now, are going to go into also, and then kind of show you how I'm going to set that up and all that. I had previously recorded this outside, but unfortunately the zooming and in and out focus of my phone was just being a pain in the ass. So I have that fixed now, so in future videos hopefully we won't have that problem. But anyway, I went ahead and recorded the process of me making the bins. It's kind of cut up into pieces, and unfortunately, I had some fails in the process. But anyway, it turned out okay, I hope, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Before we jump into that video, though, I am going to go ahead and show some video clip and talk over that about some video clips of the pupae and the beetles kind of in their process or their transitions, and then we'll jump into the video, and then from there talk about the bin that I created. So hopefully this isn't all over the place and all that and all random, but anyway, here's the video, guys. I'll take you guys outside and we'll get started from there. See you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so what you guys are seeing on screen is a pupae. He's about real close to coming out of that little shell, and as you can see, if I touch him with that toothpick just lightly, he actually moves. Just kind of thought it was gross, but I wanted to kind of check it out and show you guys. As this is going on, you guys are going to see pop up on screen the life cycle thing I did in the last video. If you guys want to know more about the last video, like I said previously, go check it out in the description and watch that video if you're more interested on, you know, the full life cycle. But basically, to get from Superworm to this point, which is when I put the supers inside the little bin, to a pupae, the first pupae I ever saw, was 10 days. Literally 10 days, they were basically pupaes. And then from pupae to the next stage, which is going to pop up on screen here in just a few moments, it was 13 days. So as you guys see on the screen right now, it was about 13 days till it got to like this white beetle kind of coming out stage. You'll also see later on in the video where I show one of these beetles that is literally like, I don't know, like just starting to shred outside of the pupae like shell or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a pro expert on beetles, but anyway, this is what it looks like after it's out of that white stage, and it's kind of, it looks like to me, and I don't know this for sure, if you know more about this, maybe put a comment down below, but it looks like to me he's actually trying to eat the shell or the skin or whatever they call that, you know, that outside skin on the Superworm. It looks like he's trying to eat it for nutrients. I thought it was kind of cool, so I wanted to get video of it. But anyway, that's so far, you know, kind of the life cycle and how long it took me. 23 days approximately from the time I put them inside of the little cup into a full beetle like this. And of course, that's temperature range about 70 degrees, 72 degrees at max, and full dark left alone. So anyway, guys, let's get back into the regular video, and thanks for stopping by.
Okay guys, so instead of setting up on the tripod and going through the whole cutting process and stuff, my phone's kind of running low on battery, unfortunately. So we are going to just actually cut out that whole section of me cutting it up. You guys don't really need to see how to cut plastic. I'll kind of explain it right now. But anyway, this is the new bin right here that the worms are going to go into. So these are the worms. This is the old bin. I got to clean it out. It's time to clean it out. I kind of slacked on it, but you guys can see there's lots of nice fresh creepy crawlies in there. Old potatoes. Need to get some new potatoes in there and stuff. But anyway, they are going to be going into the bottom of this bin. It's just a Essentials Home 3-drawer cart. Some people use Rubbermaid, whatever. This is like 10 bucks at Kmart. But anyway, they will be going into the bottom bin. This is where my feeders will be. All my grown feeders ready to be fed off to the reptiles will go. Next up, this will be baby Superworms. So I'll kind of explain how they will get to here, but the top one will be the beetles, and I'll show you guys the beetles here in a second. But anyway, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to be cutting out the bottom of this. And then basically this shape that's right in here, this kind of outline of the black right here, that's going to be this basic shape of the outline that I'm going to cut out of here, because I am going to be putting this material right here onto the bottom. And then what I'll do is I'll put oatmeal in here, and so the bottom will be the netting, and then you'll have the oatmeal on top, and then you'll have the beetles up on the very top. Now the beetles, what they'll do is they will then lay eggs in the potatoes. Those eggs will hatch into microscopic little tiny worms. I might be able to get them on camera once it happens, I'm not sure. But once they do, their natural order is to, or their natural thing to do is to burrow down into the oatmeal. And then once they burrow down into the oatmeal, they'll actually burrow through to the screen material that'll be right here, glued in, and fall into this bin, which will be more oatmeal, and they will be able to eat. And they'll stay in here until they grow up to feeders. Once they grow up to feeders, every once in a while I'll empty them out, put them down in the bottom bin where they'll become feeders, and replace the oatmeal and stuff, and it'll just be kind of a never-ending cycle. And then what'll happen is these wheels will be on the bottom. So I'll have these wheels on the bottom, and I'll be able to put new Superworms in. So if you guys haven't caught the first video, I'll link it down on the bottom like I already said. But these are the beetles, and I'll go ahead and cut to a video right now of them. But here is a fully formed beetle, and now he's upside down. So here's a fully formed beetle right here. So black beetle. They start as this little pupae, and like I said, you guys will see some video of some pupaes. This is what they turn into after the worm, and then when they hatch, they start to look like this guy here, which is kind of cool that I got this at this time, but it's kind of hard to see. But let's see if I can open this up and focus in on it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is focusing in on it. That is coming out of the pupae into the beetle. And anyway, I'm going to cut here in a second to some video of me messing with the pupae. Also, I'll do some talking over it. Sorry, kids are arguing in the background. I'll do some talking over it and tell you guys how long it took to go from this stage, worm, to this stage, pupae, to this stage. Well, this stage is pretty much where they start to break out. So until they get to this stage, and then the next thing they become is this little red guy. And they're only red for like a day or two. Seems like I can't get them to pop over. There we go. So they're red, and then they go to full black. So all these guys are going to be going into the bin, and I'll catch you guys here in a few minutes after we're kind of ready to start moving them. So see you guys here in a minute. Okay guys, so we're on to the next part of the project, and that's going to be cutting out this area so that I can put the netting in there. I'm going to super glue, or hot glue it in there, not super glue. But decided this is actually pretty thin stuff, so I'm just going to cut it with my my razor here, and we'll move on to the next step. But I wanted to kind of show you guys some steps all the way around. I got a 1 inch around all the way around the edges. We're going to cut this, and then we'll move on to the next spot. So see you guys here in a minute. Okay, I take that back. We have a little bit of a fail. I broke through it with the razor, and I don't know if it was because my razor just wasn't sharp enough or what, but I think I could still make this work. We're just gonna have to kind of fix some of this area here, maybe to use some silicone or something, but this will work. I just have to not be as clean. I was gonna hope for a nice, clean, straight cut, but we'll get this fixed, and then we'll move on to the next step, guys. Okay, so we've got the piece cut out. As you can see, there's quite a bit of problems with it. Unfortunately, this plastic isn't the best plastic, and so I busted it all up. Part of the problem is me. My health makes me shaky and makes me mess things up. So unfortunately, I just busted this thing all up for the most part. One thing I would say is, if you ever cut plastic, if you do use a razor, you can get an actual cutter that's made for cutting plastic. In this case, if I would have just scored it a little bit, have been a little bit more patient, it would have been a little easier. But unfortunately, I am not patient guy. So what I'd recommend is actually having a cutter that'll work for this, and also having, sorry, my kids are riding on their quad or their four-wheelers and stuff. Anyway, having the cutters that work. You could also probably use an angle grinder, or say you know, a air compressor cutoff wheel or something like that. But anyway, this is nothing. A little bit of leftover plexiglass won't fix, and some silicone. So we are going to fix it up and then get the screen in there. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. You guys having fun? Your face is dirty. Okay, guys. Sorry. You guys are gonna have to. I'm gonna try and speak over loud enough you guys can hear me. Kids are having too much fun. Anyway, got the pieces in. It's not as clean as I'd like it, but it'll work. It's not gonna be for anything but bugs. So no worries. We got the plastic in. We got the silicone pieces in. That'll clear. That'll dry clear. Hey. What? Oh. I'll have to fix it in a minute. As you guys can see, I have my work cut out for me, not only here, but also with the kids. So anyway, guys, we'll move on to the next step here in a little bit. I'm going to go eat some dinner, and then we'll glue in the netting, and we'll move on from there. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, so I'm back. Came out here after it was a little bit cooler. It's later in the evening. It's kind of hard to, no, I guess you can see it in there. The netting is in there now. It's not the prettiest thing in the world because of how I had to cut it and add stuff to it, but super glued it in there, or not super glued, I keep calling it super glue, but it's hot glue gun the netting in there. Should work good, especially once the oatmeal's in there. It'll kind of keep it covered. It's pretty sturdy, so I don't have to worry about the oatmeal falling through or anything like that, and it should be small enough that any babies can get through. It's kind of hard to see through there, but anyway, I'm gonna get the oatmeal in there and get the beetles moved over, and then I'll show you guys a finished product. If you guys do this, if you end up doing this project, link me in the description below. Okay, guys, so I'm all done. It got dark out here, but I wanted to go ahead and finish up the video, so hopefully it's not too grainy or nothing because of the light. But here's the finished bin. We had about, I don't know, it looks like 5, yeah, so 5 pupaes that still haven't turned into beetles yet, but they are doing good, and I don't have any worries about them doing that. I did have, I don't know if I would say a number, a lot of them died, but I did 50 or 48 of them, and out of 48 of them, I have 35 in there and 5 there. So 40 out of 48. I think that's a pretty decent number. That's why I did 50 of them, because I figured I would end up with a lot of dead ones or ones that didn't pupate, especially since this is my first try. But they actually did pretty well, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. So these guys I'm going to leave up on top while they turn into beetles a little bit longer. But here's the top drawer. And if you can see here are some of the beetles. They seem to be collecting in these corners right now, but for the most part, this is where they're going to stay. And if you can kind of see with my finger, I can kind of raise it up a little bit. It doesn't push it down enough to block it in any way, but it seems like it's going to be perfect in allowing them, the babies, to fall into this one. Now, I still have to wait and get some oatmeal for this one. I was stupid and didn't pick one up, but we'll get one in there. And then I did move the feeders into this one already. So if you kind of move this around, you can kind of see there's some feeders right there. So I think I still probably got about, I don't know, 600-700 of them in there. And then this one's empty, and these ones will be making babies. So anyway, that was that's my Superworm project so far. There will be a third video. Hopefully I'll be able to catch some actual baby eggs or some hatchlings or something along that line. If not, I will at least make another video to kind of show the progress once they get down into this bin. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Probably a long one, I'm sure by now. Hopefully there was some information for you guys in there. But anyway, hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you look out for the new roach video coming soon and some other videos. So talk to you guys later.